So the Rays take the series. It's 5-4 there. You know, Nestor Cortez wasn't great. Um, and the other thing is too, they're pitching around Juan Soto now because pitchers are not afraid of Aaron Judge. And Aaron Judge is pretty much proving him right. He's cold right now. So that's uh that's a problem too. So, we need to wake up some of these bats need to wake up, particularly Judge. And then hopefully Stanton will give him a shot in the arm when he comes back too. But we got way too many guys left on base. Yep. And again, you know, they have to replace Gleyber Torres. They really do. They really do. Shout out to everyone in chat, by the way, though. Jack's in the house. There he is. Yankees winners. I still call you my consigliere. Hopefully you don't mind. Peanuts in the building. Jonathan's here. Joe. This is not Boone's fault, you Elvis. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this was a winnable series. I mean, I wish Nestor Cortez. I mean, Cortez is better home than he is on the road, so it is what it is. And this was definitely a winnable game. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, so it is what it is. Um, Now we have. I mean, the Baltimore Orioles just got swept by the Cubs, so the Baltimore Orioles lost today 8-0 too. So the Yankees did not lose any ground today. To the Orioles, at least. The Red Sox moved up a little bit because they won. So, yeah. Joe Brown. Rob. This isn't Boone's fault. That's the convenient, easy response for too many people. The Yankees bats didn't do anything. Soto did, Grisham did, but Wells. I mean, that's pretty much the exception. That's it. They need to make some moves at the deadline. It looks like they need to add a starting pitcher now too. So, that's they need to do this stuff sooner than later. That's pretty clear too. They definitely need to do that. But yeah, Judge being cold right now definitely does not help. Like they pretty much pitch around Soto. When they give him a pitch to hit, he hits it usually out. So, but they're not afraid of Judge right now, which is not good. Yeah, no show from the captain. Yeah, for quite a few bit now. You're gonna blame Boone for no show by the captain? I don't think so. That's you know, yeah. I don't know. I don't know why they took out Wells. No idea. The O's, yeah, the O's just got swept by the Cubs, man. So, and they lost some pitchers. So, yeah. So I mean, they go through these funks just like the Yankees do, and the Dodgers just got swept by the Phillies. The Dodgers are losing the series too. It's crazy. NFE, there he is. There he is, my dude. Yeah, I know. I know, Joe. I mean, why couldn't that ball just fall like in between those three guys at the end there? I know. Yeah. Well, Wowie. This is the problem too. Like, we don't need somebody to blame every day. Like, there's so much focus on let's blame somebody. Like, they're gonna win games, they're gonna lose games. That's just gonna happen. Like, you want to blame somebody, blame Nestor Cortez. He gave up 5 runs, right? But we're not. Nobody's here holding Nestor Cortez accountable. Judge hasn't hit. He's cold. Nobody's blaming him, right? So, but what's the point? Yankees lost. Daniel Barry. There he is. Yeah, I'm glad you're okay, dear. So yeah, I'm glad you're okay. I heard Texas got beat up, man, by those storms, man. Oof. Yeah, we'll see what happens. The Red Sox are definitely showing to be a pretty athletic and pesky team, so that's for sure. Yeah. What did Torres do? Not much. Not much. He. They need to move on from him. So I hope they make some type of move to get some energy and some production and second baseman. I like the kid, but it's time for them to parting of the ways to happen. Yeah, Lou, exactly. It doesn't have anything to do with the Cortez and Judge not doing their job. Nothing. Man, Jesse Patterson, what's good, my man? What is happening? Yeah. CeeLo. What's happening, CeeLo? The replacing Wells Trino didn't cost us the game. Nestor Cortez giving up 5 runs did. No. Jermaine Jackson. What's good, Jermaine? Yeah, we're still the same with the Orioles. They got shut out they just got swept by the Cubs, man. By the Cubs. And now Cody Bellinger is on the IL. He's got a broken finger. He got hit by a pitch yesterday. So he's on the freaking IL now. So, that probably takes him out of the trade scenario for any team, I'm guessing. So we'll see. Yeah, Stephen B. We failed to score. We did. Failed to score when it counted. Yeah, and he does have some. Yeah, Joe, he does have some discomfort in the right hand, and he's still doing his thing. That just goes to show how talented this guy is. Yeah, Michael Ryan, what's happening, man? Yeah, the Orioles have been bad for about 3 weeks too, Brennan. Yes, they have. Yes, they have. Yes, they most certainly have. Yeah, Rice got that RBI in the ninth. I mean, it looked, they made a game out of it in the ninth. So, and Rice keeps doing something. He keeps producing more than some of these other guys are producing. Yeah, I mean, it's just goes, John. This is what happens, right? They came on a series and they're still 2 games out because the Orioles are playing terrible now too. You know? Yeah, I mean, um, what do you call it? I mean, Judge is just cold. And then that's gonna happen. Even he has cold spells too. Yeah, Ken, what do you know, my man? What do you know? Chisholm? Yeah, I mean, if Chisholm came here, that would give Yankees a shot in the arm. No, he's plus defensive. He's +7 defensive run saved in second base. +7. I don't know who's saying his defense is garbage, but that's not true. The stats are public. +7 defensive run saved. His stats are way better than Torres at second. Remember, he plays second and the outfield. I mean, we don't need him in the outfield. So I would bring him here for second base. Well, I mean, the problem is Michael Ryan that it looks like all the GMs are slow right now because we just don't know, what the prices are, and a lot of teams are not really saying whether they're going to be buyers or sellers because there's too many teams in contention right now. That's a problem. It's not the Yankees' fault. It's just across the board. No big trades are happening with big. Nobody. Nobody. Again, we still have a couple weeks to the deadline. I think it's what is it? Today's the 11th. We have 19 days until the deadline. So, I would expect it to get busier as as we go on here. As we get closer to the deadline, it'll be much busier. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what, Joel Elvis. What do you mean? I don't know. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're saying. Am I going to say what was a good move? I don't know what you're talking about. There was some bad strike calls yesterday too, even on Soto and some other guys. Yeah, there was some bad calls. He hasn't in the playoffs, Mike. So he's pretty cold in the playoffs. So we need Judge to peak. We need Judge to step up in the playoffs. Definitely do, but he has done his part during the season. But again, he is cold now, and that's part of the offense. And Stanton being hurt is also part of the offensive problem too. You know, Guardians lost a series to the Tigers. I mean, the Dodgers just got swept. The Orioles just got swept. This happens, and it happens to the best team. So, you know, it happens. Unfortunately, it sucks, but it happens. Yeah, now we have the O's, man. Hopefully, the Yankees can, you know, beat the O's, man. We'll see. We will see. The Phillies are the first team in the majors to 60 wins. The Rays are not a slouch either. That's the thing. The American League East is the toughest division in baseball every single year, Johnny. So yeah, if it was the Rays, that probably would have fallen if it was the Rays. Yeah, yeah. 2 out of 3 against the O's would be nice because we'll pick up a game on them. So that would be nice. I hope that happens. I really do. Oh, it's a lot of players. And they could have hurt me, Elvis. I don't know what you think. I'm some kind of boonhack or something, but I just think people, and I say it again, people spend way too much time blaming Boone for stuff and not, trying to figure out ways to help the team get better. It's unfortunate, but it's true. It's just a waste of time. I said this already. They move on from him, they move on from him. But who are they going to move on from with? Who are they going to bring him here? Who are they going to bring in here that's going to guarantee that that team's going to be better and go to the World Series and blah blah? There's nobody that can guarantee that. Yeah, his home and away stats are his splits are way different. Rob, yeah, they are. And we got to stop putting ourselves in a hole in the damn first inning. No power for 3 days. Wow, dude. Gotta be careful. I'm saying, my gosh. I'm glad you're okay now. But losing power for that long definitely sucks. Uh, yeah, I mean, not his best game, but at some point our bats need to get better. So yeah, I think we need 2 contact bats, Jermaine. I think we need 2 contact bats. Oh, Soto's hand seems to be fine. He has some discomfort, but he's playing through it. He seems to be fine. So, you know, no, David Cohen. I mean, that gets old, and people blaming Boone for everything gets old. That's just the way that it is, right? Brandon, I think you should write. I think you should get a job writing Hallmark cards, like Christmas cards. Very inspiring. Yeah, yeah. Losing definitely sucks, man. You know, the umpire was pretty bad too. That's some all over the place with a strike zone, all over the freaking place. That's why this is why I think Chaz Chisholm would be a good idea, and like and another bat too. So I think they need two bats. I think we need to see a new face at second and a new face at third base. That I definitely think we need to, and I hope that they get an opportunity to do that. Vivas, you can call up to NFA. Yeah, I mean there are options here. So we'll see what I don't know. Like we don't know what they're going to decide to do. Like the market has not been established yet, unfortunately. So that's not again. That's just the way that it is right now. That's the situation every team is in. Every team that wants to be a buyer, I should say. My man Maz is in the house. Board train, what's good? Yeah. Well, they go back to Camden in Brandon. They go. I think it's September. They go back to Camden. I think that's right. So it won't be at least until no. I mean, sending him down is not going to do much. So I wouldn't send him down. You could sit him a little bit, but that's the thing. Like you'd have to call up somebody, to fill in a spot. And again, he does have a 400 on base percentage in AAA. Yorba Vivas. He's hitting the ball again, so he's a guy that can play multiple positions. Like he's the type of guy I would like to have up if you decide to give Volpe a day here and there, right? So and I'm hopefully they'll consider doing this stuff. I really do. Yeah, yeah, Scotty. I think we can all agree. Make some changes. And again, see, this is right here, 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position. They need contact bats. They need guys to put the ball in play. They need guys to move runners over, right? And give the other guys an opportunity. Like instead of Soto hitting a solo home run, it would have been nice to hit a 2-run home or a 2-run home run or a 3-run home run. So yeah, trade Gleyber to I wonder what might get still get international money for him, but I wouldn't expect to get a really good player for Gleyber Torres at this point. I wouldn't expect a good player. Brandon, yeah, I think they're quietly pursuing a starting pitcher, and I think they probably have to at this point. Yeah, I can't, Johnny. I don't think they're gonna be trade Rice at this point now. Doesn't make sense too. Yeah, if you can get Scott and Nardi in one trade, I mean that would be a hell of a trade for the Yankees. No, no doubt about that. Tommy Pham, like, where's Tommy Pham gonna play though? That's the key. Like, where's he gonna play? Yeah. Um. Yeah, CeeLo, Volpe, DJ Torres, Judge Boone, Cashman, and Rice Figueroa. Exactly. Exactly. It seems like a balanced trade, CeeLo. But yeah, Brandon, the Boone obsession is like the Boone is not responsible for this loss tonight. Torres, Cortez is, and Judge didn't do anything either. And it's amazing how nobody's holding Mr. Cortez accountable. Like, why? Why is it so? Why does everybody want to blame Boone for everybody, for everything? Mm. I don't know Vlad Jr. I don't think the Blue Jays would trade him to the Yankees. In all honesty, yeah. If you want good, you got to if you want value, you got to give up value. There's no doubt about that. I mean, there's no doubt about that. You got to it's a good trade's got to hurt. Yeah, I would trade him away for cash considerations too. Whatever you can get for him now, you get for him, and that's just I would just move on. I would move on. What's the culture like, Davey? What's the culture like? Injuries definitely screwed up a lot of stuff. I mean, what changed, Davey, from when they were with the first team in 50 to win 50 wins in the majors to now? What changed in the culture aside from injuries, which definitely crippled their momentum offensively? So what part of the culture changed since then? Who's Ben Verlander? Hmm? Who? Yeah, we have a great night, man. You have no idea, Jonathan. We gotta ask. We gotta ask. The powers that be why Wells was taken out, but it's not. It didn't cost them the game. Yeah, I mean, if Valdi, if he's available, he's a guy from Texas. I mean, him and Ezekiel Duran probably. I mean, that could be a decent package trade. Oh, Sleepy Aaron Boone. Where do you come up with these nicknames, Brandon? Is another channel giving you these nicknames? There it is, Stephen B. Tell him. Aaron Boone, Cashman, the whole staff. Trade for DJ, for Josh Hader. Get Robbie Ray here, Patrick Corbin, and Chris Shett. We don't need prospects. Exactly, Stephen B. Tell him, man. Preach, brother, preach. That's right. Oh boy, Joe, get that. Take care of the dog, man. Let's be respectful here, yo, Elvis. We're not here to fight with each other. We're also not here to bring another channel's propaganda into this live stream either. Mock? No, we don't do mocking here, Brandon. That's for other, on professional channels. We don't mock. Yeah, it's Boone's fault he started Nestor Cortez. And if we get that rotation order, like, my God, what a monster. Ethan. We got to take it to the O's, Mr. O'Brien. We definitely have to take it to the O's. Brandon Moore's been here for a while, actually. Justin Ken. Red Sox hurt Verdugo and Boone's feelings. What? I don't understand that one. What does that mean? No, I'll pass on Alex Cora. He was part of that Astros cheating scandal. It's good, Ethan. I figured it was. That's a good one, dude. Mm-hmm. Yep, 4-12 since Stanton went down. I mean, his presence in the offense is more significant than people think. All Aaron Boone's fault. Whatever you say, Brandon. Whatever you say. Yeah. Well, that's what his argument was, Joe. I guess. I can't. I don't know. I don't have the matchups here, so trade Dominguez and put Biden in a third. Yeah, I mean, I'll take him over the other orange guy. That's for sure, Sila. It's definitely George Steinbrenner's fault, man. Most definitely, Jake Palvis. Blame Steinbrenner, man. The boss. The boss, baby. I don't know about hurting their feelings, but those steals exposed Jose Trevino. not having an arm. So I don't know about the feelings thing. I don't understand that. I don't really understand that part. But um, they showed how dangerous they could be. The Boston Red Sox. That's for sure. I'm not sleeping on the Red Sox at all. I mean, I think he can pitch in New York, but I don't know if I don't know if he's the clear cut number two. I don't think he's the clear cut number two. TD. I mean, I just why I think the Yankees would be wise enough to get a pitcher who has ice in his veins for the playoffs. We need a legit guy right behind Cole to play the playoffs, and we were hoping Rodon was that, but he hasn't proven to be that. But he has one his one of his biggest problems. He has a bad first inning. Usually has good 4 or 5 innings after that, but he puts him in a hole. And if we can work around that, figure out a way to work around it, then But our offense needs to respond too. But he's got to stop putting us in a hole. That's for sure. No, make any trades. Hold on. Where did that go? Man, this thing is scrolling fast. Let's just send the message to the players that you're playing for their jobs. Well, that's the owner's job, right? He's the guy who signs their checks. Boone doesn't sign the checks. So I definitely blame Derek Jeter. It's totally Jeter's fault. Tino Martinez is too a bastard. Alex Cora, yeah, I personally pass on Alex Cora, Donald, personally, but yeah, but that's just me. That's another thing too. We do have to get healthy. So look, man, you got to hold Ruth accountable. Ty, you have to. What the hell's he thinking, man? God. Well, we need a legit third baseman, man. That's for sure. No doubt about it. Their schedule is easier in August and September, which is, I think, one reason I said this before. One reason that they're probably not in panic mode right now. Also, because the price we don't know who's available yet. So beat writers and we'll keep putting out trade proposals, and that's great and all, and plant the seed in some heads and stuff like that, which is all well and good. But until we know who's available, this is gonna keep, it is gonna. That's what it's gonna be. No, but Trevino can't throw. That's for damn sure. Doesn't have an arm. Yeah. Stanton, yes, he was, Randall. He was on pace for like 40 something, 40 to 45 home runs. When he went down, the whole offense, because now they're playing Gleyber Torres and Alex Verdugo, who is when he's not leading off in the 4 and 5 spots, and neither one of those guys have any business in the 4 or 5 spots. So Stanton's production was very impactful here, very impactful, and he was also, driving guys in, and he was moving guys over, and like he his stats were good, man, before he went down. The Sox are very sneaky. They don't, and they're not required to tell anybody. They're gonna keep doing it. I did not. Can Jeter Downs play third base? Yeah, CeeLo. Yeah. I mean, Schmidt could very well be our number two if he pitches the way he was pitching before. He could most very well be our number two. Yeah, I'll see. Yeah, I'm echoing your sentiments, Coach Carl. Judge has to get they're pitching around Juan Soto now more often because they're not afraid of Judge because he's cold right now. And and the problem also the 4 and 5 spots behind Judge are non-existent since Stanton went down. I mean, that's just why I keep saying we need somebody like a Ryan McMahon if we can get one for third base, and you put him at the 4 spot at the Judge, because then it makes it almost impossible to pitch around Soto, because then you'll have Judge and then he'll have another guy after him, and then you'd have Stanton when he's back too. So we need that 1-2-5 or 1-2-6 to be terror for pitching. And obviously, them being healthy plays a big role in that too. But yeah, yes, they did miss a scoring opportunity in top of first. Yeah, I mean, We need, we need what do you call it? We need Judge to obviously, break out of his funk, and we need to get healthy. And we do need to make some moves for some contact bats and some speed and some guys that put the ball in play. Um, at the deadline. I'm really curious to see who they're going to bring in. So replace it, yeah, I don't think that's happening. Volpe's got a Gold Glove, and he's going to probably win another Gold Glove. And people were complaining about Volpe's batting average last year. He was hitting like 2-0, was it 210 or something like that? Let's look and see. Um, his batting average right now, 249. He's 40 points higher in his batting average. 40. So slowly but surely, he's getting better. Yes, they have inquired for Jazz Chisholm. I heard that too, Jefferson. That would be a nice trade, but again, Chisholm alone is not enough. Just like Rengifo alone is not enough. It would have to be Chisholm and somebody else. Just like we would need Tanner Scott and someone else in the bullpen. Like we need two infielders and potentially two pitchers and maybe a starter as well. No, and not right now, Aiden. Rengifo, but if he because he's on an IL. But if he comes here, he comes here. But he's not the only guy. He's not enough. Rengifo. I would rather have Ryan McMahon at third base over Rengifo. So if I'm them, I would be making the Rockies a very good offer, trying to get McMahon. I don't know if he'll be available or if he'll come, but I would try my darndest to get him. So Schmidt will be back before the deadline. I'm hearing, and Poteet is supposed to be. I think supposed to be back before the deadline as well. So those would be two good pieces. I would still probably look to add another starter. What I would ice in his veins. So yeah, I mean Volpe, more power would be great, but he's not here for his power either. And again, hustle's not an issue for him. Like, and he's gonna probably most likely gonna win another Gold Glove. So he's taking the next step in his development. Remember, he's only a second year player. He's only 22 years old. So, um, and that he needs a little bit of time. Coach Carl. I mean, Carl, if you're here too, like we're equated as to being a sophomore. You can make improvements from freshman to sophomore year, but junior year, if you have a good summer, that's when you can really make good gains, and senior year, good gains, right? So, I could see substantial improvements in the next 2 years with Anthony Volpe with consistency. So we don't know yet, Mello. We don't know yet. Same to you, Kenneth. God bless, man. I do think the team can turn it around, but it's frustrating for the fan base to have to get through the go through this with them. Ooh, who's trading? I would not trade Schmidt. No, no way. Schmidt's got to be here. Schmidt's definitely got to be here, Randall. That's for sure. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. By the way, smack that like button if you haven't done that, please. We want to always try to get to 100 likes in these live streams, so it's greatly appreciated. Yeah, man, we do need pitching, and most definitely. Yeah. No, I think he'll develop more in the majors. He's in the right spot up here in his head. So he's a mature kid, and you know he'll be surrounded with better people up here. Burns and OC, yeah, he got shut out by Shota Imanaga yesterday in the Cubs. Yep. If you got India and McMahon or Chisholm McMahon, that will be a significant change in the offense for the better, I think. So, you know, Michael, I get it. A lot of people are pissed that Burns went to the O's, but again, like, there's no guarantee they're going to re-sign him either, even though they have new ownership. He's going to cost a boatload of money. You know, we'll see what I mean, I don't know. I mean, I have no idea what they're missing. They're playing pretty well. Roderick Garris, he's probably 3 years away. Mark, well, he's in A ball, so he's nowhere near. Kenneth, I mean, I think we need to see a new second baseman, a new third baseman, two relievers, and potentially one starting pitcher. I don't know if Donovan's available. The reason why now is because the Cardinals have been playing well, and it doesn't look like they're going to be selling players now. It looks like they're probably going to be buyers. And this is one of the problems with teams that want to be buyers. Is there are less teams that are becoming sellers now. So the what do you call it? The prices are going to be higher because the amount of players are going to be it's going to be slim pickings. So yeah, and there's no way I was giving Jones or Dominguez for 1 year of Corbin Burns. No way. Yeah, no way. I don't know if we could have had him and I on the cheap. But I mean, dude, I talked about Imanaga for like a month on my channel as a credible alternative for Yamamoto. But I kept getting he gave up a lot of home runs in Japan. He's going to give up a ton in majors, and which isn't really the case. So, and I'm still sticking my prediction. He's going to be the best Japanese pitcher this year in the majors. Yep. Yeah, there's really no one who can replace Boom with. Is the question. Like, yeah, all the Marlins arms would be nice, Ethan. It would be nice. And like you can even trade if we're going to trade with the Marlins, they need catching. So I would give them a catcher or two as part of the trade as well for Chisholm or some of the relievers or whatever, if we can facilitate something. So, they could definitely make a trade with the Marlins. Yeah. Other than Soto, when did we get the best guy out there? Oh, you mean in the trade? Oof. I think most of them were in free agency. I mean, the last guy, like a real difference maker. I don't know. Didn't they trade Fatino? It's a good question, Michael Ryan. I have to look back now. I have to look back each year, especially a player that good. Yeah, the Phillies are going to be buyers, Joseph. We're hearing that they're going to be buyers. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. Volpe's better than people think. You know. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be sellers, James. That I find that highly unlikely. They're going to be sellers, and you have to sell Cole and Judge, which is not going to happen. No, it's definitely not going to happen. This is why I say ELT, right? I say this a lot. If we're going to be angry, because you're making good points. We're affecting current opinions. Are we being angry? Are we getting angry on good information, or we're just getting angry on talking points, right? Because if you look at Volpe's stats, they're better than people give him credit for. His batting average is up 40 points as well. That was the biggest criticism on him last year, right? So he's made that improvement as so far. So You know, small steps for these guys. Small steps, but he's turning in the right direction. Does he have more development to happen? Yeah, sure. No doubt about it. But like I say this a lot, like if we're gonna get angry, let's get angry for the right reasons, or at very least based in facts, right? Otherwise, this is why I don't listen to other people's talking points. This is why I ask, is this your argument? Or are you using other people's talking points? And I very rarely get an answer on that, which is crazy. Which is crazy. Um, yeah, Jonah. I mean, you know, like my personal opinion for this, because it's love hate too. Like a personal opinion, my personal opinion is the ideal situation is to do retraining for the humanoids. Like every couple of years, have them do a retraining, like a week or whatever in the off season. These guys need to sharpen their skills on a regular basis. Because I don't want to take the human effect out of the game. Robot umps, yeah, I mean, if it keeps the ball in the zone instead of these ridiculous like Angel Hernandez type strike calls, then okay. But like, what are you gonna, how are you gonna, how if it's a robot ump, it's kind of crazy. If somebody sliding at the home base, like how are you gonna do that? You know, well, I would agree with that, Joseph. I think a lot of managers need pointers. Yeah, yeah. This is All Star break is coming at a good time. They need, it's like a 5 day break for them. They need the rest. Dominguez, Warren, and Lombard. I think that's too much, Stephen B for McMahon. I personally think that's too much for Ryan McMahon. Ty, I hear you, Ty. I do think the Yankees will make multiple moves. Yeah, how many? I don't know, but they have to. They have to. They do. Yeah, Managa's crafty. I mean, Yamamoto he's good, but he's injured now. He's in a shoulder problem. He's been on the IL for like a month now almost. So, and I never bought the hype that he was a savior and all this, but I never bought into that Yamasoto BS or anything like that. So, no, you know, I, Imanaga looks good in the comes uniform. He's playing, he's pitching well, so I'm happy for him. So, it would have been nice if he came here, sure, but oh well. Yeah, yes, they do, Ethan. Few stars. I mean, Will Warren's pitching well right now, thankfully. Paul O'Neill is content in that booth. He ain't leaving that booth. Judge DH and give him a half day. Give him his legs a break in the field. No, it is turf. In Tampa Bay, it's turf. So we play the Mets after the All Star break. Yeah, yeah, Justice. He was. I mean, that was in 2000. And he was probably the biggest difference maker on the offensive side. I would agree with that. He was huge for the Yankees in 2000. He propelled them to the World Series, man. So, yep. Yeah. Well, Hal Steinbrenner is a little bit more level-headed, Brandon. So, yeah, Dominguez, you probably have to give up Johnny. And like I said, if I, there's only a very small amount of teams I would move Dominguez for, but I would move him to the National League and not the American League. I wouldn't want to be punished by him on a regular basis. I would move him to the NL if we could. Well, exactly, James. Somebody said the Yankees need to become sellers. And I'm like, you're going to have to sell Cole and Judge to become sellers, and that's not going to happen. That's the only way you can become sellers. You can't become sellers and keep those guys. If you want to be a real good, sellers. Hammer Candelario. with the Reds, right? He's playing pretty decent. Yeah, I think Volpe's going to be okay. You know, well, this extra team in the playoffs is kind of throwing a wrench in a lot of this stuff, Randall. So like, it's just making it more, uh, it's making it more difficult. Especially at the trade deadline because you have more teams in contention, and they're like at 500 or game under 500, and they're still in freaking contention, which is crazy, crazy, but it's true. Yeah. No, we need that two behind Cole. TD. We definitely need that too. Marlins have Wells as a preference behind the dish. He profiles similar to JT Realmuto, which is a Marlins. Yeah, I remember him with Marlins. You guys would hate any trade the hell out of it. Yeah, I mean, if it'd get you Chisholm in one of those relievers or two of those relievers, then you do have Augustin Ramirez. But I would hate to trade off. Well, I would rather trade off um, Trevino and one of those prospect catchers like Carlos Narvaez or something like that. Give him like a present day catcher now and somebody waiting in the wings developing. So they have their setup for like the next decade for catcher. That's what I would do. Chad Green, people are saying that too. Yeah, yeah. The Phillies 1-2-3 is pretty damn good. It is a bold trade, Steven. Yeah, you have to make it right. The Rockies an offer where they can't say no. And honestly, like Ryan Walker from the Giants, interesting. Interesting. What do we know about Ryan Walker? 249 is, it's remember he hit like 208 or 210 last year, so he's 40 points higher than last year. You know. Yeah, yeah. There you go, Richard. He's buying things like buying deck chairs for the arrangement Titanic. Yeah. Yeah, Managa's he's just a crafty pitcher. He's very crafty. So yeah. No, I don't think they're gonna dumpster dive James. I would disagree with that, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, I don't see Yamamoto as being like a super ace. So, just like I don't see Roki Sasaki being the greatest thing in the world either, just because he throws hard. But somebody's going to pay probably $300 million for him, that's for sure. Well, Joseph, they have to make moves you know, to put themselves in a position to win the World Series, that's for sure. They need to make moves to instill that confidence in the fans again and themselves, no doubt. Yeah, and Managa does have some Pettit qualities. That's a good comparison, ELT. Loizaga, yeah. Yeah. Consigliere, always a pleasure, my brother. I'll wrap it up in a second, too. I think, yeah, I mean, well, I don't know, man. I think AAA would be a good thing for Spencer Jones, personally. I do. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Clay for JD Davis. Clay Hunt is going to cost more than that, Brandon. It's going to cost more than that for Kopech and Crochet. No doubt about that. Well, it depends on, what they can get, Joseph. It really do. It really does. We do got a prospect for a better bat. I don't know, Ethan. We'll see. Verdugo kind of fell off the earth, man. So, I mean, believe me, I can't wait till Spencer Jones gets up here. The Yankees didn't rush Dominguez back, but they shouldn't rush him back when he does come back off his injury. He hurt his oblique on a check swing, so which is a common injury for check swings. No, JD, yeah, I mean, they basically brought him up because their bench was decimated, right? So I think he'll get. Who do I trade Spencer for? Nobody. Joseph, nobody. Nice. Diamondbacks and Braves like it. Yeah, the bench has been desperate. I have a feeling that once Birdie comes back or someone else comes back, I have a feeling JD Davis will probably get DFA'd. I think he's basically a placeholder on the bench right now. That's what I think is that's what I think is going to happen. We'll see. Yeah, 7 no-hit innings today. Absolute dominance from Paul Skeens. 11 Ks. Yeah, he's an absolute beast. He's a freaking monster. That's one. I hope he stays healthy. Hope he stays healthy. He looks like he could be a special pitcher. Jemai Jones and JD Davis. Yeah, most likely not Stephen B. I would agree with that. Yeah, I just I hope he's definitely living up to the hype. I just hope he stays healthy. Do I think Crochet and Michael Kopech will provide a spark? I don't know, Brandon. I have a feeling the Orioles are going to wind up overpaying for Kopech. I mean, for Crochet. So which tells me that they need to pivot quickly to the Marlins and try to get Scott and Nardi here if they can. So no, I'll be busy no matter what, John. During during the All-Star break, I'll be busy too. Well, Skeens would be an ideal fit, but they're not going to trade him. The Pirates, there's no reason for the Pirates to trade him. Yeah, Tanner Scott. I mean, it looks like an inevitable move for the Yankees, but he can't be the only guy either. He needs someone else with Tanner Scott. Nope, I would not move Spencer Jones to the White Sox for Crochet and Fetty. No. Mm-mm. You too, Jesse. Have a great night. Diamondbacks' first 2 members of the Hall of Fame going to be Randy Johnson and Luis Gonzalez. Yeah, I wonder when. I wonder. Oh, the Diamondbacks Hall of Fame. Yeah, yeah. You know what? Good for them. If you could do Scott, Nardi, and Chisholm, that would be a huge trade for the Yankees. I think it's. I mean, I think it's got to happen before the deadline went. But it's. There's a reason why no teams are moving onto these big trades right now because the market hasn't been established yet, and there's still teams. What do you call it? Teams that haven't decided whether they're going to be buyers or sellers yet. So we just don't know. You know, don't know. Yeah, McMahon will be if they can get McMahon, he's the guy to get. Or if you can get somebody like Brent Rooker from the A's, he's another guy. No, he's not going to trade Volpe. There's no way. This makes 0 sense to trade Volpe. Yeah. Yes, they did. They inquired about Chisholm, so that's good. That's good. Yeah, and that's the other thing. We don't know what the innings limit for Crochet's going to be. We just have no idea because he's being converted from a reliever to a starter. At some point, they're going to worry about his durability. He does have an injury history, so they have to keep that in mind. Guys like Nathan Eovaldi and Tarek Skubal and those guys, Jack Flaherty, these guys are already established starters. They didn't have to convert from reliever, and that's an important thing to remember. So, India for Warren, Gomez, Trevino, and Marinaccio. You could probably get India for less than that, Brian. I would think. I think so. But if you can get India, then that's an upgraded second. It's definitely an upgraded second. Yeah, it's crazy, LT. Games are even yeah, teams even under 500 still in the freaking race. It's like this is crazy. Do I prefer India to Jazz? Not. I mean, I'm like 50-50 between two. I mean, Jazz brings a different dynamic, right? That Yankees don't have right now. Combination of speed and power. He also bats lefty. I think he'd be a better candidate to feast off the right field porch than Verdugo would. He also can hit leadoff. And India brings he's got leadership and great. They both have great attitudes. So um, I would be fine with either, but I like Jazz Chisholm's speed and left-handed profile. You know. And the Marlins, I mean, if you can tack on a reliever to the trade, to me that I mean, I'm leaning towards the Marlins to a trade. Yeah, I mean, I'm really curious to see what they do. Yeah, yeah, like you always. He does have some power. Doesn't mean I'm saying he's a slugger, but that's enough home runs for him. He hits doubles, he steals bases. He's got a better profile with a 250 batting average too, and he represents a need for the Yankees. It's an upgrade at second base. Okay, so it's important to have perspective here. What we're talking about. What need would he fill? Yeah, 256, 11 homers, 41 RBIs. Yeah, that's better than Torres. Okay. He also has, let's see, 18 steals. So he's trending towards his career high, 22. So, and he brings swag and he brings attitude and energy to the Yankees. And the intangibles are also important. So, and India and Chisholm both have controllable years through 26. So you would get either one of them for next year and the year after that, too. So that's another thing. Can Vivas play third? Is my question. I wonder if he can play third base. Evaldi, Robertson, Ottavino for Jemai Jones, Cortez, and Trevino. Can you imagine that? Evaldi and David D. Rob would be an interesting one. Ottavino's over in the Mets, right? Yeah, that'd be an interesting trade. They're not cooked. You're always. You might think they're cooked. Somebody keeps saying that, but I don't think they're cooked. Yeah, we'll see. Yep. Yeah, Joan. It's just a common. It's a common thing, you know. Just blame Boone. They just look for reasons to blame Boone. It's sad. It's sad. Oh, I don't like Fishman either. I don't like Fishman either, and I don't like Randy Levine. So I haven't seen him play third base. I don't know if he has either. But Beavis is putting the ball into play. So if they don't get Jazz, they might as well call up Beavis for second base, right? So they got to do something. Even if it's a trade and a call up, I'll take that. Two new faces in the infield we need. You know? Yeah, exactly, Wayne. Estevez, Holmes, Scott. Yeah, that would be a nice if they got Estevez and what do you call it? Estevez and Scott. That would be a nice deadline. Yeah. Yep. Let's get them likes up, gang. Let's get those likes up. Anybody hasn't hit that thumbs up, please do. If anybody's not subbed in this channel already, please make sure you hit the sub button too. I don't want you missing out on anything. Yeah, they plugged him into the outfield, Rob, but he plays second, and he's got 7+7 defensive run save at second base. So he's a very good defensive second baseman, and we don't need him in center field. So it didn't cost them the game. So I mean, we could disagree with that move. I mean, did it cost them the game? No. I mean, Nestor Cortez giving up 5 runs cost them the game. Well, people want to blame him for that. Go right ahead and blame him for that. Yeah, appreciate that, Jonah. Yeah, me too, man. We got to kick Baltimore's ass, man. We got to put it to these dudes. No, we don't trash people here, you Elvis. Other channels do that. We don't do that. We may disagree. We don't trash people. Trashing people is weak. That's for other places. Just like we don't troll other channels either. So, yes, he did. He switched to center for Luis Arias, yeah. And then Arias went to the friggin' Padres. Yeah. I don't think Vlad's going anywhere, Brian. Bichette, if he goes anywhere, maybe the Dodgers. I don't think Vlad's moving anywhere. Yeah, Jazz can lead off him. I think it would be a good spot here. A good spot for him. Yeah, we don't exactly, John. We don't badmouth each other. We don't badmouth other channels. That's for children. Honestly, that's for children. You know. Kim Eng, I wonder where she is, the former GM from the Marlins. I wonder where she is. No. Yeah, they better capitalize on the easier schedule, that's for sure, Jonathan. I'm less than 50% on Crochet and Kopech and Pinstripes, honestly. I can see Crochet in Baltimore more than I can see him in Pinstripes. But I'm not sleeping on the Dodgers either. Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't see them moving Vlad. This doesn't make much sense. Yeah, I mean, Jazz, Soto, and Judge, that would be a nice 1, 2, 3. That'd be a. I answer, Brandon. I could see him going to Baltimore more than I could see him going to the Bronx. Crochet. Yeah. You have to D-backs. Yeah, look at that behind. They'll also be, in contention too. So like people thought, oh, Christian Walker, Ketel Martin, they're likely not going to trade any of those guys now. So, Kike Hernandez for the Yankees. I mean, if he's available, I don't know. If Crochet goes to the Dodgers, CMB, and then I think the Orioles are going to overpay for Tanner Scott. I think the Orioles are going to overpay for a reliever no matter what. Yeah, yeah. Kevin Kiermaier got DFA today, I think, right? Put on waivers. Put on waivers. I heard that. Yeah, he was a promising outfielder, and he just didn't. Kind of fell off it in Toronto. I think Chisholm would transition fine to the infield. I'm not really worried about that, Jonathan. Yeah, Verdugo's got to make some kind of adjustments, Ethan. There's no doubt about that. Why, Brandon? Because I think they're going to be more willing to overpay for him. They have a better farm, a deeper farm, and there a lot of those top guys in the farm are blocked at mostly every position. So they will overpay because it would be easier for them to overpay. They have the number one farm in all baseball. That's what I'm saying, Ken. Like, what Glasnow went down, which is why I think it puts him on the radar for like a Flaherty or a Crochet. I do. I think I would watch out for the Dodgers. 100%, Ken. 100%. Yeah. He plays in the field. I mean, infield. He'll be fine at second base, you Elvis. Birdie's back in a couple weeks, Daniel. I think, he's another good one to have on the bench. He could even be the third baseman. That's a talking point that he hasn't played the infield since when. That's a talking point. So, Bellinger's, I mean, he's got a broken finger now. He got hit by a pitch yesterday. He's on the IL. So, unfortunately for Bellinger, which sucks. Well, exactly. He's an elite defender, but his bat sucks. Kind of like Verdugo right now. Elite defender, but a crappy bat. I don't think they would claim an outfielder for the bench. I think they would just call up, personally, Oscar Gonzalez. They have in AAA right now. It just makes more sense. I think they would get an infielder or so for the bench. I mean, that I think make more sense. And then if they trade Trevino, then they'll bring up a catcher who will be in the bench too. But I don't know if they're going to trade Trevino or not. Yeah. Jonah, I mean, it's a good question, but I mean, if they thought Cabrera was a full time guy, they'd be playing him full time. Unfortunately, yeah, I don't think Bellinger's coming here. I would watch out for Tanner Scott. I would watch out for Jazz Chisholm. Um, Maybe a trade with the Angels. Um, and some type of starting pitcher. I don't know. That's my guess, Brandon. Yes, he would be an upgrade here, Chaz Chisholm. Yep. Sunil's in the house. There he is. Keeps their job longer. Oh, yeah, let's leave the politics out. Yeah. Well, Biden's going to ride out his term. So after that, we'll see if somebody replaces him. All I know is I'm not voting for Donald Trump. That's for sure. There's no reason to. Oscar Gonzalez is pretty solid. Joseph, he's kind of pretty, and he's got a cannon for an arm in the outfield too. So he does. He has kind of fallen in the Peraza trap, unfortunately. So yeah, I mean the demands for Crochet are going to be crazy, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. +7 defensive runs saved last time you played in the infield, you Elvis. I don't know who's feeding you these stats, but +7 DRS is +7 DRS. That's a pretty solid performance. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Sunil, I mean, it's like, people love to just blame Boone for everything. So can he take some responsibility? Sure, but why not the players? You know, Cortez gave up 5 runs today. Judge not hitting now. So that's not neither one of them is Boone's fault. I could see you Elvis, that doesn't matter. It's been 3 years. Doesn't matter. He's a major league player. He's 26. He's a superb athlete. That's not a good enough argument. I could see him getting Kopech and not Crochet. And again, he will be an upgrade over what we have now. And he's known for hustle. He's got speed. He's got energy. We need some of that here. David Cohen, thank you for the super chat, my friend. They did discuss a Chisholm deal, so I'm curious. I would keep an eye out for that. Yeah. Yes, indeed. No, they got to make a few moves. This is not a one player solution. This is a multiplayer fix. So 70 OPS, it's better than what we have now. And there's nobody that's available that's better. Okay. And again, his OPS is his OPS. That doesn't include steals. That doesn't include his base running abilities. Doesn't include defense. It doesn't include anything. That's just on base plus slugging. That's what OPS is. That's it. He'll do a better job than any of our other second basemen will do. And that's what matters. The OPS stat, people like obsessing with the OPS stats, but like, you know, OPS has to be applicable to the person. On base plus slugging, that would apply more to a guy that hits the ball with power. That's why you look at guys like Soto and Judge and some of those guys for OPS. Not Chisholm, not Volpe. They're not OPS, you know, what do you call them? OPS accumulators. It's a different skill set. Behind closed doors, it's O'Neill, we have no idea, and we're not going to know. No, I don't know if we'd see a body language. I don't see the bad body language. They're still there, they're playing, so I don't really notice the body language like that other people apparently notice. And I'm watching the games too. Tonka was fired up when he got that double play. I seen some guys that are fired up. So yeah, Cole, we need Cole to bring it tomorrow, man. We do. Yeah, well, they definitely need to move on from Torres. So no matter where he goes, I wouldn't matter where he goes. Tats from the Chronicles is here. What's up, my friend? How you doing, my man? Yeah, runners in scoring position, terrible. They waste too many opportunities to drive guys in, which is why we need contact bats. We need guys that put the ball in play. We need guys that run the bases to give our boppers an opportunity. And we need Stanton to get healthy because he lengthens the lineup. When he was in it, when he was healthy, he was very, very good with the lineup. And once he fell off, the Yankees been 4-12 since then, and a lot of their offense is fluttered. So who do you prefer over Jazz then, you Elvis? You keep saying you pass on him. Who do you prefer? Cabrera's not better. Who do you prefer over Jazz? Cabrera has played more than yes. I don't think LeMahieu and Torres should be in the lineup at the same time. We need to move LeMahieu to bench spot to let him just back up multiple positions, and that's it. I don't know. You can flip Glaber somewhere for international money. I think that's probably the best they would get. But if you haven't heard, Tats, they're discussing a Chisholm deal tonight. So and that's according to some of the beat writers, Rosenthal and some of Jaheim and the rest of them. So, hmm and right now, again, they're pitching around Soto more often because they're not afraid to pitch the Judge now. Judge is cold, and this is true too. And none of these games are blowout games. These are all close games. So they did make some phenomenal plays. You're right about that. You're right about that. Chapman for the Giants, if he's available, he could be an option for third base. I think he's better than Rengifo. He would be a more win now move than Rengifo would be. But again, like not one player is the solution. I think we need a new face at second and a new face at third. Whether it's trades altogether or trades and call-ups, we need two new faces. Honestly, it's particularly third base. So, particularly third base. Yeah, and again, Cortez gave up 5 runs. So he didn't keep him in the game. But again, he's better at home than he is away, and that's just been his mo this whole season, right? So we need him to be better away as well, and that's why I think the Yankees are quietly looking at a starting pitcher. For who? I don't know, but I think they're quietly looking for a starting pitcher. Am I better off than I was 4 years ago? Yeah. 401k, 401k. Yeah. I'm adding 10 rooms to my house right now, Robert. 10. Yes. My three daughters are too. They have rights, so we're better off than we were 4 years ago. Honestly, I have a feeling that, Theo Epstein's just being quietly groomed to replace Rob Manfred when his term is over in 2029. I have a feeling, and he's got mad street cred, Theo Epstein. So, you know, I don't know, Wink, but I'll have my own YouTube room. I'll definitely give you a tour of that. I have all my stuff. I'll have my baseball stuff. I have all my martial arts, my black belt certificates up on the wall and everything, and you'll see all that stuff. Thank you, Jonah. Evaldi's another guy. He doesn't walk a lot of guys, and he's shown to be ice in his veins in the playoffs with Texas and Boston. So he could provide what we were hoping to get from Rodon, which we're not getting right now, is that legitimate number two behind Cole, right? Guest rooms exactly, Tats. Yeah, exactly. That's why we get the politics out here. Yeah, honestly, I mean, it's time. It's time for Torres and the Yankees to have a parting of the ways. I really think so. So, Dev, the Devastator. Well, the other question is Urshela an upgrade over Oswaldo? I don't know. You know, I don't know. Again, Landor for that. He's a terrible defender, though. But he's bad. He's hitting pretty well. He's always been known for his bat day pointer. Could you imagine that bringing Gio or Andujar back? That'd be crazy. Get him, CeeLo. Get him, brother. I think Neely should be called up before August. I think he should be. I mean, the bullpen held their own tonight. They held their own this whole series. It was Cortez who didn't do his job today. He didn't pitch well, so bullpen held it together. But I still think they need two arms in the bullpen. Let's see. Rockies are listening to offers on Elias Diaz. I heard. Kikuchi from the Blue Jays. Depends on what he would cost. Yeah, Oswaldo does need consistency attached. You're right about that. And, he needs regular playing time too. So, I don't think him or Shell are the answer at third base. I'm going for Ryan McMahon or no one, personally. None of these guys are better than McMahon. No. None of them. So, but I don't know if he's available. Could you do a Diaz and a McMahon package? It would cost a ton. We talked about that the other day too, right? That's we talked about and the problem right now is we just don't know who's going to be buyers and sellers because there's so many damn teams that are contending. It's crazy. Exactly. This is why I'm not sure that Kikuchi would come to the Yankees. I'm with you too. Hesitate. I do hesitate trading within the East too. Kim from I don't know. Actually, that's a good question. Berger's an intriguing option. He's got power too. If you did Tanner Scott and Berger, or Chisholm and Berger, that would be nuts. That would be nuts. And you could kill 2-3 positions with one trade with one team. And they need catching too. So I would give them Carlos Narvaez and Jose Trevino and other pieces as well, like to facilitate a trade. We have a ton of catching depth. So we'll see what Neely. We'll see. He's definitely, definitely proven himself. That's for sure. Kim on the Padres is an you know, interesting option there. Ha Sung Kim, right, or something like that. Ha Seong Kim. Yeah, believe me, Dan. Yeah, so do we all. Blockbuster trades for the. I mean, hell yeah. Sign me up for that, baby. I mean, dude, if you can get Chisholm and McMahon, it would change the whole entire lineup for the Yankees. The whole entire lineup. So no doubt, David Cohn, no doubt. Well, exactly. I mean, they have to be bold at the freaking deadline. We talked about that too. Like, this is not a player fix. This is a multiplayer fix, and they need two new arms in the bullpen, two new guys in the infield, and potentially a starting pitcher too. That's a lot of guys. That's a lot of guys. You know, Burger. I mean, it's Jake Burger, right? Let's see, Jake Burger. He does have some serious power. I know that. Um, he plays third and first. Well, he's batting 214. Not his stats aren't flashy this year. 9 home runs. I mean, I would still take Ryan McMahon's still my first choice, but if you can get Burger, he's got controllable years on the cheap, and you can get him with Chisholm, you can get him with Taylor Scott. Like, that's a trade you have to entertain. You have to entertain. You like his brother Ham. Jack, that's a good one, dude. Yeah, you're right, Pasty. Too many guys left on base. Too many guys. If they do Indy over Chisholm, I'm cool with that too. Either one of them will be an upgrade at second base. So, and they're both good character guys, hustle guys, and they'll both be an upgrade, and that's what matters now. But I do think Chisholm can lead off. I'm not sure India can. Well, this is true too. Yeah, scrap heap. Yeah, players that acquired left us playing prospects and with a lot. This is true too. Mm-hmm. It's not they're afraid to be proactive. No teams are making big trades right now. It's not only Yankees. The prices. It looks like the prices have not yet been set, or they're too high, or teams haven't decided whether they're going to be buyers or sellers. If you look at the standings, there's way too many teams in contention, and they've added two teams to the wild card. So it makes it even harder to be trading players at the deadline. I think it's going to be pretty hard for the buyers. They're going to have to overpay significantly, and something I talked with Tats about it at the roundtable we had a couple days ago. I mean, it's probably going to be less exciting deadline. There's going to be more overpays. And that's one reason why it's going to be less exciting because the prices are going to be prohibitive. So you're going to have to get some type of margin improvements too. Yeah, the Astros. I mean, they can win a damn division now. They keep playing the way they're playing. So they could add. I won't be surprised if they trade for Pete Alonso for first base. Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing too, John. Yeah, the new playoff bracket makes it very, very hard to be proactive at the trade deadline. At least for big players. I mean, maybe you can get some smaller trades, some incremental trades, but not for the big ones. The big ones are going to go right down to the wire, I think, unless you make them some crazy offer that they can't refuse. That they're like, no, we can't. We're not going to get an offer better than this. Let's go now, and they do that, right? hmm The Marlins need catchers. They need an infielder, shortstop most likely. So you can give them a shortstop and an infielder. I mean, excuse me, and a shortstop and a catcher, and then add to that Talbot. TT's in the building. What's good, my man? If you haven't heard, TT Rosenthal and Heyman reported the Yankees and Marlins are discussing Chisholm. So would I move the trade deadline 2 weeks? I don't know, to be honest with you. That one I can't. I don't know, because where it is now, you have a little, you have a little bit more time with these players, but I don't know. I would compromise, move it a week instead of two, do the halfway part, like do something like that. So Tats wants to move by 2 weeks. I mean, if that happens, it happens. I mean, I'm not against moving it back. I would just like more time with the new player. But ELT, always a pleasure having you on. Have a great night. Have a good meeting, man. Yes, Sunil's right. It does. It's gonna be really interesting to see, like, what how this whole thing's gonna be laid out. Is Peraza a bust? I don't know. Some people say he is. I don't know. He has to play. You know, if I do a multiplayer trade to Miami, let's say it's Chisholm, Nardi, would I consider trading Wells if they aren't interested in Trevino? I would want Scott in return with Chisholm and Nardi if you want us to give us you well. Give you Wells. I don't you think Chisholm can help the Yankees, Jonathan? Yeah, he's a elite defender, third base, and he has an opt-out at the end of the year. But I mean, again, he's not my first choice. If the Yankees get it, well, if they're going to have to move somebody to the bullpen anyway when Schmidt comes back, no, it's probably going to be Hill or Nestor Cortez. I think, Dave. I mean, I think that's the most logical move from the rotation to the bullpen. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, the trade deadline is going to be interesting with two extra teams. This is, it's going to be different. I Tats, I would love to talk to you about it when you have it up, man. I would love to pick your brain on it, and please let me know so we can discuss this. I'd love to get your. You always come up with great ideas. So, yeah, I mean, post deadline, I'm going to do the same roundtable with Tats and Hector and NFE from the Strike Zone and Ryan from Fireside Yankees. We're going to do the same roundtable and preview the deadline, winners, losers, how we thought the Yankees did, and so on and so forth. So that's going to be interesting. That's going to be fun. Yankees are interested in India. I heard too, Tyler. They're discussing Jazz Chisholm tonight. So either one of them would be an upgrade over Gleyber Torres. Ryan, you're right. He does play phenomenal. He does play phenomenal defense, Matt Chapman. There's no denying that. First season has been. Yeah, he had back spasms last year. I mean, I think putting him at second would probably keep him a little bit safer than playing him in the outfield. So that's just my opinion, though. Wouldn't be as it would be more forgiving on the body. Yeah, I'm curious to see if Peraza gets a shot or if he's used as part of a trade. I don't know yet. Honestly, I don't know. Tonkin is Tonkin's bringing it right now. Isn't he? He's bringing it. I love his fire too. Like, I'm impressed with my Tonkin. I'm very impressed with him. I really am. Yeah, they discussed Jazzism tonight, David. So no, that's what we heard. It's tonight. I mean, John Heyman reported it. Ken Rosenthal reported it. So the Reds have a stud young second baseman got hurt. Isn't there second baseman Jonathan India around? Is there someone else other than India? The deadline itself on the 30th. I'm probably gonna do a live stream. Yeah, just straight up live. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do that. Yeah. Kiermaier, I don't think they're going to do that only because they have Oscar Gonzalez, and that would be a slap in the face to him. I would rather call up Gonzalez than get Kiermaier. Kiermaier's bat's like non-existent now. I think Oscar Gonzalez deserves a shot. Yeah, I think it would. I mean, any improvement like that would put Daniel. I think it would put a lot of us in a better mood for work. And then the more they add, the better we're going to feel. Right. So I don't know, Brian. I don't know. Could be preliminary talks. I have no idea. We'll see. Scenario where Jones ends up at first base and Rice. I mean, if they trade Wells, then I think it increases the chances of Rice going to catcher. But I don't want to mess up with Rice's momentum either. And I don't want to mess with his knees or his leg. Like Hector brought up a good point about the other day at our roundtable too. Like I don't want to mess with it. I think he's got something good going on right now. Oh, McLean. Okay, McLean. That's right. He's an older. Yeah. And Grisham's, putting the bat to the ball a little bit too. So at least Grisham shows that he can handle New York. Gallo definitely could not. Definitely cannot. So yeah, he's not. Yeah, exactly. He's not one of our starters. So I doubt they will trade O'Neal Cruz. He's going to be one of the guys they build around him and Brian Reynolds and probably Cabrian Hayes, Paul Skeens. Like they got a young nucleus there. I'd be shocked if they move O'Neal Cruz. Same thing with 2 and I'm going to wrap it up as well. So I want to thank you all for coming on. I didn't realize we're 1 hour and a half. So have a great night, everybody, and thanks for coming on. Look, we got the Orioles next. All right, Cole's on the mound tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll get start off that series with a win. They're coming off a sweep by the Cubs, so they might have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. So I expect a feisty game tomorrow, and and if we're starting a series with anybody, I would like it to be Cole. So I'm glad that he's one opening the series for the Yankees because he's feisty himself. So, but have a great night, everybody. And again, if anything comes out, you have my word, you'll get it. Okay? But always a pleasure. Peace and love to all of you. Go Yankees. See y'all tomorrow.